Imagine you become so unbeatable that you make headlines for conquering the Persian Empire and stretching across lands like Anatolia, Turkey, Syria, Egypt, and India before you turn 30. But here's a little bad news. I hate to break it to you, but this isn't 356 BC. It's 2024, and you aren't King the Conqueror of modern times either. So what about becoming mentally unbeatable? Well, let's leave the immeasurable mind strength for the one who's actually had it. All you need to do is sit back with inspiration and study his unbeatable mindset to practice it in your life. If you haven't guessed it already, it's the infamous Alexander the Great we're talking about. Born in Pella, the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedonia, in 356 BC, Alexander was no ordinary guy. Raised as a Macedonian youth and tutored by the great Aristotle, he became the boss at the mere age of 20 after his father got whacked. But that's not all about him. The feathers in his cap are countless. This resolve, unapologetic kingship, and mindset were behind the wildfire-like spread of Greek culture across continents. Why? Because he possessed an unbeatable mind. And that's what our video is about. Stay tuned to learn about the mindset of Alexander the Great, the King of Macedonia, a man with unwavering strength and incredible strategies. Great mentors build the greatest mindset. Brad Henry states, "A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning." This fits Alexander perfectly. From an early age, his teachers and mentors shaped his mindset by introducing him to diverse concepts. His first teacher, Lysimaxos, revealed the mythical heroes and their achievements to him. Leonidas, another notable personality, strengthened his religious beliefs. And not to forget our favorite guy, Aristotle, one of the greatest philosophers of his times, who taught Alexander ethics, politics, the Iliad, and Aristics. His inspirations also played a pivotal role in building a mindset that led him toward achieving his legendary accomplishments. For instance, the quest to surpass Achilles and Hercules' achievements helped him set bigger goals. The history of Philistiu showed him the models of men and gods, like Hercules and Achilles, whom he desired to compete and exceed. His father's course, Philippou, was among the influences that inspired and made him feel special. Alexander's untiring ambition. After Alexander conquered the Persian Empire, his ambition seemed boundless. Though conquering Persia was one of the greatest happenings at the time, it didn't stop him like any ordinary conqueror, who'll settle and enjoy the win. Instead, he crazily propelled further. This was when his troops were drained and requested a return. However, Alexander pressed on, driven by an unyielding spirit. This unwavering dedication to achieving big set him apart. Critics may argue, but there's no denying how his extraordinary mindset drifted him toward unmatched success at a remarkably young age. A true leader always leads from the front. Unlike other rulers, Alexander was a king who spent his entire life facing challenges, either on the battlefield or approaching it. His ability to lead from the front and inspire his troops with courage and strength are the outcomes of an exceptional mindset. The crossing of the Gadrosian Desert, where Alexander led his company at the forefront, stands tall as an example of his legendary leadership backed by an unbeatable mindset. Crossing this treacherous desert with his men was not easy at all. Harsh environmental conditions, depleted supplies, and his men, tired and broken, didn't even stop him from propelling ahead. But it doesn't mean it didn't affect him. Every step in the desert's loose sand and the scorching sun was indeed a test for him, too. With the strongest belief in, "To this empire there will be no boundaries but what God Himself has made," his progression and mindset kept him going even when the breaking point hit them at the hardest at River Hyphasis. When we review his persona in the Battle of Issus, we get another reason to admire his mindset, charisma, and heroism, which always made him lead from the front. Standing at the forefront, he, like a true leader, led a whole army against the mightiest Persians led by Darius III. Although the Alexandrian army was badly battered, it was Alexander's unshakable resolve that finally ended them up in one of the greatest victories for the Macedonian Empire. Inspiring through valor, Alexander the Great as a role model. Discussing this will be squeezing stuff in a small package, but we still have to go for it to reveal Alexander's impressive thought process. Even modern-day societies and institutions believe in the importance of presenting oneself as a role model. This strategy yields amazing numbers. We must applaud how Alexander found this secret code back then and ruled the entire world. Alexander the Great's military prowess and intelligence were unmistakable. His bravery inspired his men in every action, showcasing his speed and broad spirit. His tactics, gentle towards Greek cities, fostered cooperation, and as the king of Asia, he liberated people from Persian slavery, earning their support. Facing resistance, Alexander proved himself a supreme soldier without imposing guards. Through the satrapy system, he restructured governments, prioritizing education for the youth in the Greek army. Many modern armies still follow Alexander's instructions in logistics and provisioning. Numerous leaders draw inspiration from his principles, values, and administrative style. Plutarch highlights the practical evidence of Alexander's courage through various wounds sustained in battles. Alexander's wounds, from a scimitar at the Granicus to an arrow at Gaza, became a testament to his bravery. He proudly displayed them to his soldiers, using his scars as a visual narrative of his commitment. Alexander's leadership style emphasized leading from the front, recognizing the crucial support of his soldiers. He boldly led charges in battles, placing himself in harm's way. His scar-covered body served as a reminder to his troops that they were not alone, fostering an unbreakable bond and unbeatable teamwork. With Alexander at the forefront, they moved as one cohesive unit, executing complex maneuvers with devastating effect. Overcoming the impossible. Overcoming the impossible, or letting go of your fears, are the keys to unlocking avenues never discovered. Watch our video on Become Who You're Afraid to Be to get your share of absolute resolve and a mindset as great as Alexander's. Whether it was the Battle of Issus or crossing the Gadrosian Desert, Alexander's entire life is marked with incidents that declare him a Greek god. Someone who isn't afraid of anything, always going against the odds. But to be honest, it was his strategic brilliance and the implementation of logical tactics that always led him to fruitful accomplishments. Alexander's unique mindset wasn't about arrogance and overconfidence, but it involved a keen understanding of the battlefield, wise decision-making even in the most unusual conditions, and the ability to implement them a certain way. The siege of Tyre will justify our claims. Practically impregnable, the city was located on an island that no one would have dared reach. It was Alexander's resolve to connect to the island using strategic engineering. Constructing a causeway to connect the island to the mainland was a part of his unconventional approach that showcased his commitment and dedication to making the impossible possible. Gordian knot. The famous incident of hunting the Gordian knot, which was something impossible back then, and adds more weight to our approach. The hunting of the knot was considered a key to ruling Asia. Unlike others who'd end up dead untying the knot, Alexander accepted the challenge. Instead of the laborious hunting, he cut it with a sword, another exhibit of his genius mind and situation analysis. Even Alexander himself has spilled words on this. There is nothing impossible to him who will try. This quote is a testament to Alexander's determination and willingness to take on seemingly insurmountable challenges. Wrapping up our dive into the invincible mindset of Alexander the Great, it's clear that his impact extends far beyond the battleground. His audacious goals, unique leadership flair, and problem-solving strategies provide timeless insights for us today.